My G fam, this is your boy G, Dr. G here. You're watching Living Single Podcast with Dr. G. I'm so glad you are here. Listen, we like to call this talk therapy because I interview people of all relationship status, um, racial backgrounds, etc. And we ask everybody the same questions, but I know you're going to get a different response because everybody's experience, everybody's perspective is different. But you're going to leave with some tips and some tools, some nuggets and wisdom to help renew your mind, transform your life of singlehood as you pursue relationships. I'm guaranteeing you, you're going to get some nuggets tonight because we got a special guest. But listen, make sure go back and look at some of the previous episodes. Stay with us. Look at some of the ones yet to come. And just know some big international things are taking place here. And we have in the studio with us Marty and Chan behind the scene. Our producer is Nikki, and she's taking care of she's taking care of everything for us. But right now, let us hear from our special guest, none other than the king himself. Introduce yourself. Tell us how old you are and your relationship status, please.
What's up, world? My name is Gerald Bunche, and
Well,
I'm single, and I'm 30.
you say you're single and you're what?
30 years old.
Oh, okay, okay. You know, I thought you said I'm single and I'm thirsty. Okay, and so we actually met. Gerald is one of my medical providers. He's a driver for a medical provider, and immediately the way I saw him greeting me and some of the other individuals, I saw this vibration, this positive vibration and energy coming from him. And then he was listening to some old school music. And I'm like, what you know about that? Old school. He's like, I know a little something about it, you know. And he listened to it. You say you listened to it. When do you listen to it?
I pretty much most of the day.
Most of the day?
Most of the day, yeah. Especially
That's
when
what
I'm
you.
at. Oh,
All right, all right, all right, all right. I got you, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I might give you a quiz later though on some of that. See really what you know. Um, but we're gonna dive right on into these questions. I love these questions because everybody, like I said, have a different perspective. You're the first um, young man in their 30s that we've had. So we had someone in their 20s. So I'm interested to know where you are with in respect to some of these questions. Let's dig right on into it. The first question is red flags, warning signs. What red flags would you tell anyone who's living single, thinking about going into a relationship, never to ignore?
how they treating you off rip? Don't pay attention to that, because that'll tell you everything. Without telling you anything. Without them telling you anything.
Okay, okay, okay. Can you give me an example? Can you explain? I think I got you there, but can you explain?
I mean, um, just the attention they give to you. I mean, if they show that you not a priority, really, it's about time to move on.
I like that. I like that. If at the beginning
I,
you
I
see,
know
huh?
2023, everybody got stuff going on, but if they nonchalant about everything you do and don't really care, that's definitely. But you can see that up front, and a lot of people pass through that.
Hmm. So you
Yes,
see
sir.
off the bat that they don't really make time for you. Um, that's a red flag because what you see now is what's going to be is going to show up again later down the line.
Of course. Be honest, that did takes the whole relationship, really.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right, man. You're right. You're right. Because if you're going to be in a relationship with me, even friendships, you know, in order to bond and to know each other, you got to spend quality time, but you got to make time.
Right. You shoot
Right.
everybody. ask you to come out and pull up and stuff. You don't go nowhere. Eventually, everybody gonna stop asking.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You sound like you was thinking about somebody just did.
Oh no, no.
Okay, okay, okay. I got you. I got you. All right, let's move on to the next question. Hey, y'all got that? If they don't give, if they're not giving you enough time at the top, that's a warning sign. That's a be a red flag. Um, uh, what you've heard deal breakers. You've heard of deal breakers. People in relationship, they have deal breakers that if a person do this or don't do this, that breaks up. I can't be with them. What are some deal breakers? What are your thoughts about deal breakers? Should people have deal breakers when they're pursuing relationships? And do you have any?
Currently, right now, a deal breaker? No, I don't have any deal breakers. But I mean, there should be some, because I mean, there just some actions you won't tolerate at all.
Some
So
actions you should. Go
yeah,
ahead. Okay,
uh,
okay. So you don't have any deal breakers? I mean, someone who's living single now, um, what's the benefit of having deal breakers?
well, I mean, I feel deal breakers is it aligns with boundaries, and boundaries are important. They kind of parallel the same thing.
Right.
So if
Okay.
you don't have boundaries, they gonna walk all over you off rip.
Hmm. Have you ever experienced anybody doing that with you? Or have you, in your old day, done that with anybody?
What I mean, the boundaries part.
You had boundaries set up and you found that to be an issue with people who wasn't respecting your boundaries. Um, have you found that to be an issue in your relationships?
Mm, one time, yeah, I have. And everybody go through that because you gotta really learn how to. Somebody has to violate to learn how to set a boundary, somewhat.
Okay, okay, okay,
I've
okay.
had. I'm pretty sure everyone had that happen to them.
Right, 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 right. Now listen, on here I want you to be open and share. Don't hold back nothing, so that people can really grab from your experience because somebody reflects whatever you echoes, whatever you're sharing, whatever you're saying.
Right.
I love what you said because the previous guest made mention also about boundaries, and so the you made mention of boundaries once they are violated or once the violation is done, then you make mention of it. So should they be made mention of beforehand in communicating with people so you don't have to worry about that? They can know what not to violate. Um,
Yeah. Because I didn't try to just go with the flow, then set a boundary, and it's like, well, I've been doing this for so long, you ain't never said nothing about it bothering you until just now.
right,
So it's
right, right,
kind of hard to like backtrack on a boundary that should have been set up front.
right. That's good. That's good. That's good. Right. And that's the thing about it because if we don't communicate with each other because we are caught up in lust or we want to be with them, something is irking us, a red flag or a deal breaker is irking us, and we don't say anything about it, just hoping it'll stop, or hoping that they're not going to do that again.
It ain't.
Right, 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 right. And like you say, I think you ain't said nothing before. I thought you would like it like that.
Right.
I thought it
Nah.
was okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. Um, have you ever heard of? Have you ever heard? It's written in the Bible, but other people have made mention of it as well. That a woman is a helpmate. Have you ever heard that terminology before?
I came across a couple videos or so, but I don't really have a definite, definition of it.
So,
What?
what do you? Okay, so what do you think the role of a woman is in a man's life? Um, how can she be a helpmate to him? And how do you see a woman's role being? And then do you see it existing? Whatever you think a woman's role is, as a helpmate, do you actually see that in today's society?
Well, as far as today's society, nah. I mean, it's rare. It's rare. It's hard to find. You got to really be out here looking. But because a lot of them don't want to be helpmates right now. They want to be taken care of, and you got to help. Like a helpmate sounds like a number two when you say it like the helpmate. It sounds like a number two, like you
Right.
already
Second
like you,
place.
and it is not probably not even like that.
Right.
Right. I hope things going forward it kind of switches back to that because it definitely ain't none of that right now.
Right. 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 Have you seen any relationship? I don't know whether parents, grandparents, anybody who you have been able to look at and you say, I like that. I see helpmate there. I see a woman in a role that's beneficial to the man. Have you ever been able to see that?
Oh yeah, of course. Grandmother, like they've been married just as long as my little brother been alive. He turned 21 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I she hold her husband down, like she do everything. That man, she does everything like a lot for him. So I mean, I can see the helpmate as far as the cooking and cleaning. But I mean, sometimes he does the cooking and cleaning. Like y'all
Right.
helping a helpmate.
Helping each
If
other.
you want to say it like that, y'all helping each other come up. That's what
Mm-hmm.
it sounds. Or helping
I got
y'all,
you.
helping each other, to establish the relationship. Ain't
Mm-hmm.
nobody, where somebody's lacking at, the other one picks up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I get from it.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I've had many guests to say the same thing. I like that. I like that. But it's ironic you say you've seen it with your grandparents, but you don't really see it in today's society because so you say you see a lot of females who are wanting people to do for them.
Off the muscle. Yeah. I don't even know you like that yet. Yep.
How do they communicate that? How do you know that's what do they say at the beginning if you don't know them like that? What are they saying?
Oh, the usual, like, what can you do for me? I ain't even, it's first day. What can you do for me? I don't even know your full name yet, so really nothing at this point. So I mean, mm, how do I see it? It's a lot of different, subtle
Right.
ways.
Right.
They got their ways, they'll hit you up asking for this or that, and
Wow.
everything kind of new.
Right. And these are girls that you don't really know, but they are making requests of you because they feel you're interested in them.
Right. High request.
High request. Wow. Wow. That says is that thing called what? City girls?
And that's what you want to call it. I
Have
call
you
it
ever
whole
heard? I mean,
behavior.
I heard city girls before, huh?
I said, if that's what you want to call it, but it's whole behavior on the low.
Yeah. 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 I got you. 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 So I guess the question to that before I move on to my next question is I know you said, hey, I don't really know you like that, but have you um been manipulated or have you fallen into that by somebody making requests of you and you didn't really know them?
Oh, I didn't know them though.
You
Like
didn't?
get me for you
Okay.
to get. Me, I got to know you.
Okay, 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 okay. I got you. I got you. Because my thing is, I'm trying to say, I know some people ghost people. Do you just stop talking to them? Do you say, no, I'm doing that? No, I don't know you well enough. How do you communicate that to them when they come at you like that?
Nah, did you got to be upfront and just tell them, nah, I can't do that, and then go off based off their reaction, because their
Right,
reaction can tell you what they was and their intention was from the start anyway.
right, 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 right. That's good. That's good. That's good stuff right there. That's good. That's good. That's good stuff. So we just talked about the woman. What about the man? The man is known as a provider and a protector. What does
Mm-hmm.
that mean to you? What does that mean to you when you hear that a man is a provider and a protector? And do you see that?
A provider and protector. I mean, what it means to me when I to provide. I mean, just if something is in need, you got it.
Right.
It don't matter what it is. It could be this or that. If there's somebody needs it in your household, you got it, or you have the means to go out and get it.
Okay.
Yeah. Protecting wise, I mean that's pretty self-explanatory. Now, do some people do go overhand with it, but that's self-explanatory.
Okay. Okay. Because I know there was a woman I made reference to several times. She said that her husband protected her in many different ways with alarm system, fence around the yard, had gas in the car, all kind of stuff. But he didn't protect her heart. And that opened up a whole new can of worms for me as it relates to protecting, you know. Um,
That was
and
the one that got me in the van when you said it like that.
yeah. I told you about that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause, like it was a damn if you do, damn if you don't. Because I was like, I don't know how to protect an emotion.
Wow. Yeah. And I think the thing to that is it's important when people communicate how I need you to provide for me or woman, how I need you to protect me. Because the way one person needed, another person may not need it that way.
Right. Everybody's
And like you
different.
said, right, everybody's different. Like you said, damn if I do, damn if I don't. I could think I'm doing all of this stuff and then I'm gonna find out you wanted me to protect you in this way, and I didn't know I was missing the mark.
Exactly. Exactly.
I got you, I got you, I
That
got
that
you.
go back
I
to
got
that
you.
communication you was talking about earlier. Because without that is pretty much dead.
Right. Yeah. 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 I mean, and communicating is not just talking, but understanding what the other person is saying and what they need.
Right. Yeah, it
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
is
yeah. Yeah.
hard part about today, the understanding to navigate. Because
Right.
most people when
Yeah.
they get
Yeah.
into it, they hear what they want to hear, or they'll make up something and diffuse with your words.
Right. Right. I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
Exactly. Or how you
Right. Right. Right.
it to them, how you saying it to them, maybe in a tone that they can't understand. Because how you said it to them, they ain't gonna understand. Because I know at a certain point, at yelling at me, I'm just not even gonna listen. I'm done listening. I wait till everybody calm back down, then we can continue.
Right. 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 Bring it back down. All you gotta just put on your old school music. You bring the atmosphere back down.
Right. Let's see that. It keeps everybody calm. You can't go wrong with Michael Jackson.
Right.
Can't go wrong
um.
with
Right. 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 So, um, protecting and providing. Do you think, um, from your aspect, from you, does that make it hard for you to think about going into a relationship, or you think that's is too tasking of a thing to ask of you to be a protector and a provider? Um, have you had thoughts on that?
that. Not that big for me, no. No.
Okay, so have you dealt with issues of finding it hard to be a provider or a protector, reconsidering whether you want to be in a relationship because of that?
No, I don't. Outside of inflation and everything, being too high right now. But other than that, no.
Did you say outside of what?
Inflation is, everything what it used to be. COVID and messed up everything. Got everybody flipped upside down.
You say it's high out here in these streets.
Yeah, yeah, especially in Atlanta.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I
And
got
so,
two bands for one bedroom. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it.
right, right, right. And imagine having a female. Someone said this before. the female said that his money was her money, or did you say that? And then her money was her money.
I ain't never said that. What?
Oh, that was somebody else. I know it was our conversation, but then you said I never said that. and so when inflation going on, it's almost like she don't understand that, but she's asking me to buy this and do this, and you know, and it's hard to provide um when you're watching your coins. I would say that's why you know I hold back on dating sometimes because dating is expensive.
Oh, it sure is. It sure is.
Yeah.
Man, some restaurants I've been in, I'd be cool just spending money by myself, and then you go on a date, you're like, I ain't never spent this much money in a restaurant. Not this restaurant. I'm a lot level two of this menu.
We're gonna get kids meals today.
You ain't gotta get no kids meal, but when you ain't paying for it, you tend to go overboard.
That's when you got to be romantic. If you're with the right person, say, we're gonna share these appetizers.
I just like you just gotta break it down at the start. You ain't gotta be like cheap about it, but be like we ain't Jay Z and Beyonce here. Like, come on
Right,
now, let's be logical.
right,
Especially on the first date, I couldn't. The people be spending $300-$400. I mean, they got it. That you do you, but I couldn't do that. Even if I had it, I wouldn't do that.
right, right. But you said it. It's about communicating. It's about off the riff. Getting that understanding and being honest enough. Because if you can't be honest enough with someone about budgeting or whatever you want to call it, watching our coins from the beginning, what are you taking? What kind of mindset are you taking into the relationship?
No, messed up one. Messed up one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's good. And like I said, I'm glad you said that because that's real. It from a man standpoint, you're wanting him to provide, but it's expensive out here. And if you don't act like you know that or consider me enough for that, then that's gonna be hard for us to be together because already you're not showing me you my helpmate or you considering me, thinking about me.
Right. You really think about yourself. Cause long, yeah, the other person, if they ain't happy, then yeah, you trying to dip out.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You're trying to dip out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now that she got a couple of coins coming from different places, but that's those other sisters. That's not these sisters here. Um,
That's her business.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, what would you say? Moving on to the next question. What would you say makes it hard in today's society for a person who is single? We probably hit it on already. I don't know, but somebody who's single, looking for someone. What is making it hard? Many people would say, "Man, it's hard trying to find somebody." What is making it hard for the singles or to be single?
Be honest with you, I don't. I feel like it's not a season of love right now.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody just want to be outside doing them.
Wow. It's not a season of love. Can you explain that a little bit more?
I mean, be honest with you, just the love, the passion, all that, the compassion, all that is not in. You could find that in people, but they just not. They don't want to show it right now. It's summertime. They just want to be outside in the club. It's a couple folks that like me myself. I ain't really a club person like that. So I be in the house chilling.
Right. Right. Right.
So, but yeah, the love is not in the how would I say the exchange anymore. It's
Right.
most financial at this point.
Mm. What can you do for me? Not how you can make me feel, or going to this next question, and I'm going to the next question, which hits on this a little bit. Um, what is a quality that you would advise anybody to make sure they see before they enter into a relationship with somebody? That you see someone exhibit this quality before you even think about a relationship with them. What's the quality that you would say?
I guess just being open, because everyone's different. Everybody situations are well. Everybody didn't grow up the same way, so people way teachings and way of life are different. Than other folks. So if you want to be out here in the neighborhood, you got to be open somewhat. You can't be closed minded. That ain't gonna get you nowhere. Or you'll
So you
you
saying
find out
being
you same people every time.
being open to new things is what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. And that is a quality. Yeah. If I'm with somebody, friendships or whatever, yeah, you need to be open to getting out, doing some things, going beyond your borders. We got to get outside of 285.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, the crazy part about it, a lot of people don't go outside the 285.
I know. I met some of them.
I didn't know I thought it was a joke until like, yeah, nah, there's really people out in here that ain't really been outside 285.
Yeah. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. And I've been planted here in Atlanta, and I've gone further around. I've traveled more around Atlanta than people who live here. Been living here before I have, or who've been raised here. And it's just a thing. I don't know. That goes back to knowing who you're connecting with, right? And not just because of external beauty or because they look good on the outside. Knowing them enough to know, hey, I'm a person who like to go outside the borders. If this person doesn't, it's gonna create a problem.
Right, I feel. Cause y'all not gonna there's gonna be a relating problem. Cause
Mhm.
you trying to do new stuff and they ain't. So
Right.
y'all not gonna click. Far as right there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I thought about a relationship I was in, and I like to go, and they're cool with staying, and they would just go sometime to make me feel to like appease me or whatever. But I can tell you appeasing me. I can tell you really don't want to be here, and now I'm really not enjoying myself. You messing up my vibe.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hard to have fun. You worried about somebody else.
And that's the thing about it. Some people don't. You ain't have a good time. I am. I had a good time. Bump you there. But then people like us, I'll be like, I can't really enjoy myself because I'm still thinking about the fact that, you ain't having a good time. You want to be in the bed or home in front of a TV.
I
So that
mean,
is a
I'm be honest with you, I'm a mixture of a little bit of both. It's just what day you catch me on.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a
yeah,
both. I can go out, but I want to be in the house as well.
yeah, 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 yeah. And I'm like that too, blended. I mean, you just can't. It's all about balance. It's about balance, and it's about knowing that you're connecting with someone who can meet you where you are. You're not trying to break them from who they are. That's not them. Don't try to make somebody who they're not, and then don't break yourself down to be what's going to make you miserable. So if you can get that balance, if you already know that's who you are, you need to be looking for that.
Yeah. Or
That's
at
what I.
least try to find somebody else that's trying to balance it out.
No, say what?
Find somebody else that's trying to balance it out as well. Because some people don't. They don't operate in trying to balance. They like leaning on too far on one side.
Right, right, right. So you're not talking about having one person that you're dating and then find somebody else to.
No, 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 no. I mean, no. I'm
Okay,
not that. But if you do that, that's on you. I'm not saying that.
right, yeah. But I think that's the whole thing about being properly connected, rightly connected, because you don't have to go look somewhere else outside of who you're with. Now, the other side of that is don't look for your mate to fulfill you completely. You know, one of our guests talked about that. She said, "I want you to have your own life." Betsy, make sure to look at her episode. She said, I said, I need them to have their own life. I have my own life. Then we come together and share, and intermingle. But your life can't be all about me. Um, so it's about balance, and it's about knowing what you get from someone and in return what they can get from you. without either one of you being miserable or feeling like you're being pushed to be that way.
Yep. And be honest with you, from where right where we talking at, that sound like compromise, and a lot of people won't. That's
And that
a
goes
that's something that we don't perfect in right now either.
right, right. Well, that leads me into my next question, which is, what does it mean to you for people to settle? People say, I feel like I settled, or I'm not going to settle. What does it mean to you to settle? Does it mean compromise? What does it mean? What does it mean to you to settle? When a person say I settle,
You were okay where you was at. When you settle with this person, you was okay with them. Now you might change when you get older, but you when you settle, you okay right there. I'm good. But if somebody's saying I settled for this person,
mm,
really that statement kind of makes you sound like you didn't settle because it sounds like regret in that statement.
mm-hmm,
So settling, but that's what I feel like. If you settle for somebody, you're okay with this person.
you're okay with them. Okay, okay. That's a positive spin on that. Somebody else did that earlier too. That's a positive spin on that. Sometimes when people hear negative, hear settle, they think from a negative standpoint. But you say, I. But when you think about a person who is settled, it seems like they got themselves together. They're content.
Right. We good. Everything's straight over here.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. That's good. That's good. That's good. So, we don't have to worry about Gerald selling for nobody, uh, or when you settle, your whole mindset is we good, baby.
Exactly.
Everything good. Old school.
Everybody good. I'm good. You good.
Yeah, pull some Michael Jackson. We good. We settle. Yeah,
Exactly.
I like that. I like that. I like that perspective of it. Moving on to the next question. Move on to the next question. We're doing good, man. You're doing good. I'm loving what I'm hearing from you. We hit on this a little bit already. Do you feel that there are unfair expectations that are put on men from women? And if so, what are some? And have you experienced that? Unfair expectation. You got to have 6-figure income. You got to be 6 feet tall. I'm out of that already. You got to meet some other standards physically. You know, this is six or more. And so are there
I would
unexpected expectations put on men?
I would say all of that, but really most of that's genetic, so you can't help that. So, but it's a lot of that. What you just said,
Right?
right? It's a lot of that. But like I was saying, most of that what you were saying is genetics. The six-figure income that's based on the person, and somebody could be born into that type of money. So that's really beyond the only one part is half of that is under one somebody's control. Uh, I think eh, that's a tricky one.
So you haven't had anybody asking something of you, female asking anything of you, or you seen one of your boys, and it just seemed to be like, um, like I said, you hit on it earlier as far as asking for money, do this, and we're dealing with, recession or whatever the case may be, prices high, um, and you're constantly being expected to perform or provide. Um, when you see that, what would you say to somebody who feel like unexpected, unfair expectations are brought on them or put on them? What would you say to that guy? What would you say to that brother? And they
Normally,
would just,
you like pick your battles, but I mean the unfair is it's hard to explain because I really don't go through too much of that. But just seeing just seeing what's out here and stuff,
right.
yeah, it's tricky because that's why I don't really have too much information on it because I don't go through it.
You don't go too many places.
No, I mean, as far as the unfair, treatment put on men, I
Right,
I I don't deal too much with that.
right. Yeah. I got you. You ain't going for it. I feel you. I feel you. Listen, we down to our last two questions, man. We're doing good, doing real good. Um, and remember, we're talking to people who are living single. So everything that's being shared is something from this individual perspective, from their experience. And like Gerald, like you just got to saying, you don't experience that unfair expectations too much because you don't go for that. You're not in that world. You're not around people that's putting that on you, you know.
Right.
And so I always tell people a lot goes on here in Atlanta. Right. I'm not around it because that's not my area.
Right.
That's not my vibe. And yeah, we don't deal with certain things if we're not made up that way. I'm not even hanging around those people. I'm not attracted to them, and they probably know they ain't gonna get it from me, so they ain't attracted to me. You know. Yeah. So that's good. That's good. Uh, right now we're gonna hit on the men and the women. We want to let some brothers and some sisters know um, that when you do this thing, when you do that thing, um, you bring in disrespect to yourself. What is it that you see people do um, that cause disrespect to come their way? It makes you look at them like, nah, ain't nobody want to consider you for no relationship. And see, people do things because of culture, and they get caught up into that, and whatever the new thing is. And I just want you to speak to that to let somebody know when you are doing that thing and you're thinking um, you're catching somebody's eye, it ain't working. What is that thing that brings disrespect to them?
Mm, Shoot, boy, female wise, I'm probably all them pictures they putting on social media. Female wise, probably dude wise, just bringing disrespect towards them is how they handling their emotions. Probably because they not handling it well, and it could lead to some other stuff.
Mm, mm. It's amazing you talk about the guys with emotion.
Yeah, we don't do too. We just know how to lose emotions. We don't know how to control them too well.
That's
But
good, man.
yeah, that controlling our emotions, that's really just a time thing. You just depend on how long you've been here. That's how you know how you can control your emotions. And talking to somebody about them, that therapist or something.
That's good. That's good. I was telling somebody the other day that it seems as if guys are the one when a relationship goes south who don't get over it like the women do, and they go and kill the guy. I'm gonna kill the woman and kill the new guy, and then turn around and kill themselves sometimes. Like they can't, like that emotional side of it. For you to say that, that's my mind went straight there of a incident I heard the other day of a guy who just like we ain't over yet, or if I can't have you, nobody will.
And those some lost souls here. Unfortunately, those are some lost souls. And be honest with you, that person they was with seen that from the start. I guarantee you they did, and they just walked right past it.
Red flags.
Change them or whatever. And nah, you should have seen that from the start. They
Mm-hmm.
possessive qualities, because that's
Mm,
possessive. If they leave you and then you get an attitude and try to kill everybody because they left you.
right.
I'm
Mm.
cool with you being a little obsessed, but possessive, nah. Like I'm doors, like you just bought me out of Walmart, nah.
Well, I probably wouldn't act like that if I did got you out of Walmart. I would say, hey, that's what came from Walmart. But yeah,
Treat everything come out of Walmart respect, nah. Nah. People are they be going stupid in Wally World for no stuff and
so there's some priceless stuff in water world. What you're saying, though, that people don't know how to control their emotions.
Hey, I mean, they be having themselves on them TVs. You gonna treat it. You ain't gonna drop it. You ain't gonna drop no part of that walking out the store.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
you said it, man. Whatever, when you get to that point in a relationship, you've already seen some red flags that you ignored, and
Right.
it has escalated to that place. And so if you ignore them later on down the line, this is what it can end up being.
And to be honest with you, I've seen that before where it's like you had your moment to get out and you didn't take it, and then it escalated to where police are involved now.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
And that's what we want to avoid. And that's what we end our show always saying, be intentional about living a better life. And it starts with the decisions, the choices that we make. So, when you're making choices to be with somebody and you're seeing, I've made a choice before. I saw the signs, the red flags, and I ignored them. I kept thinking and praying, hope they're going to change. It's going to change. But it just kept one thing after another kept on taking place, kept on coming up, because I chose to ignore them red flags that you say you saw them at the beginning, but you just looked past them.
Yep. And then you now would have seen if you would have seen the red flags again today, you would have been gone on the first one. Up out of there.
And that's what I do now. That's why I'm like, nope, I'm good. See that? I'm good.
That's one of the things about getting older. That first red flag, you up out of there. You don't even explain it to me.
Yeah.
Now, gone.
Yeah. Nah, that's you. Yeah, 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 yeah. And that's maturity does that. As you get older, and well, you would hope that people mature, not just get older, but mature
Yeah.
and let their experience bring them wisdom so they make better decisions and not
Yeah.
just keep going in circles.
Yeah, because I know a lot of older folks out here that's still doing the same thing 24-year-olds are doing.
Exactly.
And I was talking
Exactly.
to my OGs yesterday. He was like, well, when the older folks out here looking just like the younger folks, what can they tell them? Really, that's why they don't respect nothing nobody tell them. You
Right.
look just like them, trying to tell them to do better.
Right. 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 They're not gonna listen to you. Yeah.
Exactly.
And when they look at you, so when you see an OG doing what young people do or what you would do you lose respect? Can you still, how do you feel from yourself? I focus. How do you feel when you see someone older acting, quote unquote, not his age?
Yeah, you do lose respect because it's like, fam, you done had all this time, you still ain't got it right. Come on now, you can't be 40 going on 50, you still sagging your pants. Can't do that, fam. Still talking out of pocket wherever you go. You in the library, you loudest nigga in there. Like, nah, fam, you can't do that shit.
You can't do that.
Me
Yeah,
personally,
yeah.
yeah, I lose somewhat some respect for you, and I really choose to like deal with you from afar if I got to deal with you.
Right,
You're
right,
not gonna be in my immediate. I kick it with everyday circle.
right, right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good, man. That's good. Coming from a 30-year-old too, man. This is real good because people are single and they want to bring somebody else, connect somebody else to that life. You got to be, and so you got to check your life first before you connect your life to somebody else's life and take the way you think and the way you are to someone. Now, what happens is that some people think, hey, this me, ain't nothing wrong with me. And that's what this question is about. Hey, this me, I'm like this. And somebody needs to hear, no, when we see you
Told
40,
you that. Ain't
you say,
nobody.
who told you that? When we see you 40 and sagging your pants, no, ain't nobody want to be with that, you know. And so that's good, man. That's good to hear from you here. You drop some nuggets to some of the brothers. And just to, to our people, man, to our fam. I come to G fam. I appreciate it. We down to our last question. And you know what? If I didn't know any better, I would think you had your old school in the background, just still playing. And you got this chill way about you got this chill way about you. A little bit more chill than you was in the band, because you was hyped up, I guess, because you was behind the wheel too. And and you
Oh,
was you
we gotta get up out of there. You seen all that traffic? It was traffic at 1:30 in the afternoon. I was like, nah, we gotta get up out of here.
yeah, you was pushing it. You was doing what you do though. Like I said, I felt safe. I was in good hands. I felt safe. Down to our last question. I'm gonna give it to you a little differently. It's about being self-aware. The how important you think it is for people to be self-aware before entering into considering pursuing a relationship. Being transparent about their own flaws. I want to put it this way to you. I want to see, are you able to give me uh, are you self-aware enough to tell me two things about yourself that are thumbs up and two things that you are working on, probably thumbs down? I did this the other day with this men's panel. We did a broadcast from over there. I was surprised to hear what the guys had to say. I said, I'm gonna have to do this again, but to see how self-aware and how honest they were. Because many times we pursue relationships, and I'm encouraging all of you, if you're going into relationships, you know, make sure you know yourself enough, make sure you communicate to others where you are so that your relationship can be successful. There's this book called Five Love Languages. I encourage everybody to read that book. Have you ever heard of that book?
I'm just now getting into kind of the love language thing because I just kind of found out mine was like a little touch thing. I was like, yeah, I'm just now getting into it. It ain't something I'm too familiar with.
Right. So there are five love languages. Sometimes some people don't even know their own love language, but we need to become self-aware enough to know our own love languages, because if we're not getting that from people, we're going to feel some kind of way. The relationship is not going to be well.
Oh yeah.
And then whatever our love languages are, it may be different for someone else. I need to know what your love language is so that I can feed into that, because random acts of kindness might not be your love language. Your love language, or your top love language, might be quality time. I'm constantly giving you stuff and I'm not spending quality time with you. I'm not aware of myself. I'm not aware of you. This relationship ain't going nowhere. So,
Right.
what are two good things about yourself that you're aware of, and two things that you know you're working on, that you got to work on?
I'd say one of the good things is I do have an ability to adapt quickly. So I mean, if I could see something, going left or right, I'm able to adjust to it quick. Another good
That's good.
quality, me being open to new things. I'm pretty much open. Other than skydiving, jumping out of a plane, we good. I'm down for whatever. Doing something extremely, extremely, nah, fam. I can.
Nah,
All right.
fine.
Bad quality,
Yeah.
and I don't think it's bad. Is I'm working on it. Is the
Okay.
communication?
Is what?
The communication.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be tweaked a little bit. It ain't too far off.
Okay. That's good. See?
Um,
Self-aware.
bad one.
Bad, something you're working on.
I'm working on
You're just good like that.
communication, and I feel like I have another one. I just don't know it yet.
Okay. So
Okay, just
nothing somebody told you need to work on that.
I'm sorry.
Nothing someone told you need to work on.
Mm, I might have need a little timing adjusted. Yeah, timing. That's about it.
Some time management.
That and timing. Like it might not be the right time for it or whatever.
I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. That's good. You made mention earlier about therapists and stuff. I'm an advocate for a therapist, for people to, because it gives you opportunity to release and also receive. It makes you a good person. It makes you a better person, right? And so now when you're single or whatever, wherever you are, and you're looking to connect with someone else, you have a chance of having a healthier relationship, not waiting till the storm comes before you start trying to put some roofing on, right?
Right.
But
Because
just get that stuff
but
checked out.
it'll be too much. You get overwhelmed. Yeah, I done been through it before.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And especially when you talked about the guys and emotion, I recommend for guys, man, to definitely, because we wrestle with our emotions sometimes hold them in, can't find a vulnerable or safe place to share them, you know, and you're expected to provide, protect, you know, you got your own needs you're trying to get met. Sometimes you feel like so much is expected of you that's unfair, and just get to a place that you connect with people or your doctor, somebody, because you said this twice, somebody, someplace that helps you to be vulnerable, have a safe place so that you can release some of the thoughts and some of the tension that you have in yourself, that you have going on, so you won't break down.
Yeah, definitely dudes. Yeah, because we don't not like eventually. Because I know us we just gonna let it build, and
Mm-hmm.
then to a point to where now we just lashing out.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody and anything, can't nobody say nothing to you, and then it
Mm-hmm.
becomes you do it so long it becomes your normal behavior.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So we definitely need to get tap in with a therapist on that side.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's just the emotions. That ain't family trauma, your regular trauma. Yeah, they and, they don't solve the problem, but they'll help you walk in the right direction to solving that problem.
Yes. Yo, man. Yes, that's it. That's how we end in this one right here. That's it. See, I told you you're in that medical field for a reason now. You said you was telling me all the different fields you was in, and now you're in the medical field.
And
And
I would have started. I'd have been a healthcare worker.
yeah,
That
yeah,
is crazy.
yeah. You're a healthcare worker now, and you're talking to people, and but you got that mindset of understanding, what it means to be healthy and how to be healthy. Listen, I have enjoyed you, man. I hope you enjoyed yourself here too. It's
Me,
been it's been it's been good. Is there anything you want to say to somebody who's living single, somebody who's out there before we leave? Is there anything you want to drop at them? You know, put on their minds, something for them to think about. Last nugget.
don't go looking for love in the wrong places. 'Cause, yeah, that'll get you hurt real quick. Emotionally wise, yeah, that gets you hurt real quick.
Don't go looking for love in the
And
wrong
pay
place.
attention to the signs.
And say
Yeah,
what now?
pay attention to the signs, please.
And pay attention to the signs. That that's good. That's good. That's real. That's real. And that's why I'm able to do this platform, and I'm hoping it could benefit somebody. I know of so many people. There's an episode I want to recommend for everyone to watch. Also, is Marty Williams, and he talks about how um, he wasn't even paying attention to red flags or whatever. He said if you was fine, you're mine. That was his mind frame back then. And then he ended up not looking at red flags and not. He had a one set mind, and everything else made the house fall down, made the relationship fall down because he didn't give it consideration. He just didn't pay attention to it. And like you said, pay attention to the signs.
Please do that, cause
Yeah,
that's your early outing, really, right there. Those
yeah,
signs.
yeah, yeah. The Bible says give you a way of escape. So that's it right there. When you see it, And a lot of times you don't have to explain to people that you gotta go. You just gotta go. Get up out of there. I heard these days they ghost everybody. I don't think you should ghost people. Just say, just some people do that. Whatever it takes, but you got to
Yeah,
go.
I don't like ghosting. I mean, you could, cause it ain't genuine. Like that's being a coward, really. Ghosting. You couldn't be real enough to just say, "Hey, this ain't working for me no more."
This ain't working no more.
Gotta. That's not even a phone conversation. You can send it through a text message, email, whatever you want. But just to not say nothing,
You can send it through an email. We're not working.
pigeon, something like.
That's good. That's good, man. That's good. Listen, I appreciate all of you for tuning in to Living Single with Dr. G. Please go back, look at some of our old episodes. Stay with us. Look at some of the new ones that's coming. Tell everybody about us. Subscribe. Know that we are going international. And if the more support we get from you by watching and even financial support, you see at the end how you can support us, we would love it. It's going to help us. In addition to that, if you would like to be a guest and come and dive into these questions, same lineup of questions, you have a different perspective, we welcome you. We welcome you. We want you to come on. So just hit us up. The information will be at the end of the broadcast. And I would like to say to all of you, be intentional about living a better life. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you. Y'all have a good one.
Yes,
Y'all
yes,
be
sir.
safe in the streets.
He's safe in these streets.